Welcome back to the channel. I'm RJ Ronquillo. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. If you haven't heard, our favorite follicle challenged German fashion icon and guitar YouTuber Henning Pauly, aka HP42, just released his new course, The Complete Guide to Being a Band. I'm just kidding. Henning is a sweetheart. I love him. It's the complete guide to drum programming. Now you might be asking why a guitar player like me and you, I'm assuming you're a guitarist if you're watching my channel, why should I be interested in this course? And why should I listen to Henning Pauly for instruction on how to program drums? He's not a drummer.
You know?
Well, I got a sneak peek at the whole course, and I'm gonna answer those questions and tell you a little bit more about the course and who should buy it. Okay, so why should guitarists and other non-drummers check out this course? We live in a time where making music from home or even on the go has never been easier and more accessible for anybody with a computer. And just about every musician I know does some form of home recording, whether it's for backing tracks, song demos, or full-blown master sessions, or even just for fun. And most of the time, they're playing or programming all the instruments themselves, which is so easy now because just about every single instrument you can think of, there's a virtual plugin for, or downloadable loops and samples. But the most prominent, I think, is virtual drums. Sure, it'd be great to have a nice big room with a real kit, dozens of mics, fancy preamps, and a great drummer every time we wanted to record music. But that's just not a realistic situation for many of us. And I can tell you from experience, I've been using drum plugins probably since the early 2000s, and here we are 20 years later. I can tell you that they've all gotten really good to the point where I can't even tell what is a real drum track or plugins. Being able to use these plugins as well as program beats and fills is definitely a skill that I think every musician should have. For me, I use it all the time for creating my backing tracks for all my videos, which I also sell through my website. I've also had to program realistic sounding drums for things like TV and film projects, so it's definitely a skill that I've needed to sustain my career as a musician. Okay, so why Henning's drum programming course? Well, first of all, there is not another course like it. Sure, there are articles that you can read and videos scattered all over YouTube on the subject, but I haven't found a complete all-in-one package course that teaches you from the ground up. Much like his normal YouTube videos, this course is extremely thorough. That's actually an understatement. There's 15 hours of video in this course. That's a lot. And it covers everything from choosing the right drum plugin. Henning actually demos 7 of the most popular plugins like Superior Drummer, which is what I use, BFD, Steven Slate, and more. He teaches you the basics of using drum maps and MIDI editors, programming drum parts that sound like a real drummer. In fact, he shows you with a real drummer in the room to compare how a real drummer would play a part and how you would program it in your software.
So pretty much what we would need would be a shank tip.
Everything about quantizing to a grid, programming drums for heavy music and for softer styles. And then something pretty cool, he shows you how you can program drums from the audio of a real performance.
From practice room recording to now we're done. I don't know how many hours is this. It is quite a bit.
Now I want to point out that this course is specifically tailored to non-drummers. For me, I can play drums, and a lot of times I'll just play the drum parts on my MIDI keyboard. But some people, including Henning, he admits it.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Only that I can't do it.
Instead, he works almost exclusively in the MIDI editor of the DAW, basically writing in all of the drum parts. So don't worry if you can't play drums. As long as you know what a drum beat sounds like and you can click a mouse, you'll be able to create drum tracks. Now, I've been programming drums for a while now, but I still managed to learn some new tips and tricks from this course, like certain features of plugins that I didn't know about, and really dialing in ghost notes and the velocities of ghost notes to make the drum loop sound more realistic and more human.
But that sounds pretty good to me.
I think if you're new to virtual drums, this is a great course. And I think if you're a veteran of drum programming, you'll likely learn something new. So check it out. It's Henning Pauly's Complete Guide to Drum Programming. I'll have all the info and links down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Animals at the end.